Well, hello and welcome to Watch What Crappens, a podcast about all that crap on Bravo that we just love to talk about. I'm Ben Mandleker, and joining me today is the wonderful and lovely Ronnie Karam. Hi, Ronnie. How's it going?
Hello.
Hello. Well, everyone, we're getting down to it. Just a few days away from our big Texas shows. It's a doubleheader, kind of. We have a show Friday night in Austin at Emo's where we are recapping this week's Summer House. And then the next night in Dallas, we are going to recap a classic Vanderpump Rules episode. It's going to be season 6, episode 5, Sex, Lies, and Audio Tapes. That is the episode where Brittany goes, wrong, yeah. So, that's gonna be a lot of fun. Tickets are at watchwhatcrappens.com, or I should say links to the tickets are there. Also, then next week, we're doing our very, very, very first ever Vegas show. So excited for that. Can't wait to finally give Vegas some love. For many years, we talked about doing a Vegas show, and now, like 6 years out, I think after we first hatched the plan, it is finally happening. So come join us next week for I think we said we're going to be doing Summer House in Vegas as well, right? So it's going to be a super fun time over there. And then in June, we have just added a Seattle show. And then the following week will be an LA show. So come join us for those. And that will be the grand finale of the Mounting Hysteria tour, which has really been so much fun to spend the first half of this year doing. So thanks to everyone who's come out to see us. And we can't wait to see the rest of you in these last few shows of the tour. So with that being said, also check out our patreon.com/watchforcrappens, where you can watch us with Crappens on demand, and you have access to our bonus episodes. We do trailer trashes where we break down various trailers, but also starting June 3rd, Love Island is back. And you know what? That means it's going to be some fun times on Patreon. So get ready for that. In the meantime, today, I hope you're in the mood for love, Ronnie, because we are going back to the Love Hotel. How are you feeling so far, the second episode?
Good. I thought it was really funny and fun. How'd you like it?
I think it's great. I think the show's really good.
I'm actually surprised.
Yeah, it's a good, and I think the four women together have a really fun dynamic, which I'm really, really enjoying this one.
Yeah, me too. So, and I like that the guys are kind of crusty. You know, I've read a lot of comments like, God, I wish the guys were hotter. I don't, because those guys are all like worried about Instagram followers and stuff like that. These are just crusty guys. I think they just want their minimum wage and their free buffets, you know, and I'm into it. It's a different breed than you would get on a normal dating show.
Yeah, I think that they're just right for this cast, because you do have some hot people. You have Wale, you've got Jay, who I think are like certifiably hot, and I think that even Ralph, as like a guy who's 61, is like a fairly hot 61-year-old guy. And then you have like just decently looking men, and you know, I appreciate that it just feels like the proper casting, and you know, maybe Nick is. I don't know. I never really enjoyed the inclusion of Nick on this show, but we also have a whole bunch of new guys coming through, so I'm excited.
Which one's Nick?
The Bitcoin investor, crypto guy.
Oh yeah, he's a cheeseball.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I kind of like that they're all a little crusty, and I think it's funny that everyone's like, "Oh my God, they need hotter guys." When have these people ever dated hot guys? We've watched all of their shows. These are not ladies known for dating hot guys. Luann married Tom. Okay.
Yeah.
Shannon would have married Johnny J. Then you've got Ashley with Michael Darby. Giselle's had a couple of cuties. You know,
Giselle's had hot ones.
Yeah, Giselle's, but you know, 75%.
Yeah. I mean, Luann's track record. I mean, Luann is smoking hot, but her track record is Tom, Jacques, and Alex, aka, and none of them are making the centerfold of anything that even has a centerfold. It doesn't matter what magazine or calendar. They're just not making it.
Okay, so we start off with Wale working out with Ashley. And that's Ashley's love language, you know, just a man to work out with. So that's cute. And Giselle's doing the most romantic thing, I think, out of all the ladies. She is just eating alone in her room.
Yeah. And Countess Luann is she's trying to do a handstand, and Mark, who is the older man with the beard, he's trying to spot her, but he doesn't do a good job because she just falls over. She's, "You're trying to kill me." He's like, "Oh no, I had you
Skinny Santa, murder by Skinny Santa. So then Ashley is sitting at the dining table with Bitcoin Nick, and Santa comes over and it's like, oh my God, hi, whatever, good morning, and talking about their days. And Mark's like, oh God, yeah, awkward times with Jerry. Okay, God, it was a real rough time with Jerry today. She's like, what was he giving you a hard time about? Luann. And then we find out that Jerry confronted Mark because he asked out Luann.
Yeah. And so we see a flashback to last night where Luann goes, well, Mark, I'm impressed by your yoga-esque, would you say? I would say you're very into yoga. It's like, well, thanks. I would love to do yoga with anyone who wants to do it. I'll do yoga. Let's teach a class. Okay, let's do it. This is the thing that got Jerry super jealous.
And then we see a clip of Jerry confronting Mark. He's like, I think that's dirty. It's wrong. I gotta be honest with you. How dare you? And he's like, asking her to do yoga is not asking her out on a date. It's asking her to do yoga. What the heck? That's the day where I come from. Put them up. Would you put them up?
And so Mark, back to the president, is like, yeah, the sequence of me talking to him first, I'm not talking to him first, and I did. That's what he said. I didn't talk to him, and I thought I did. And I said, dude, I'm going for your girlfriend. It's not like I said that or whatever. So they're like all in a fuss over this stupid yoga thing. And Ashley's like, wow, Jerry clearly has eyes for one woman. Granted, his eyes only come up to her navel. And then just show a shot of him just like being so much shorter.
So then we see Jerry and Luann walking side by side. And now she's like, well, it doesn't matter. I mean, he only sees one woman. He's madly in love with her. It's only day 2, guys. Calm down.
I don't think that he's madly in love. I just see him as someone who's just like territorial. He's like, I went on a date with Luann and we sat in an oversized oyster shell. And so therefore we're just connected and she's mine now.
It's bro code. Let's have an E-Trade off. You show your E-Trade and I'll show mine. We'll see who's better invested, mother trucker.
So then Luann comes, sits down, and Ash is like, oh, Lou, so Mark was saying that he had an interesting interaction with Jerry this morning. Oh, really? Were you guys singing cabaret? Some candor and ebb? That is interesting. Tell me more. No, they were fighting over you. Oh, really? Let me see your face, Mark. Any bruises? Did you get punched in the nose? Huh?
So I love that Luann doesn't even care. She's like, whatever. What else is new? I leave them fighting wherever I go, girls. So Giselle comes in. She's like, good morning, which, Giselle's not comfortable with these people because she did not come in saying, good morning.
Yeah. She did not. She goes, the block is hot, y'all. The block is hot. Mark, did you tell y'all? Who knows the tea about Mark and Jerry? So then Jerry comes in. He's like, wait, hold on a second. Is he talking about me behind my back? Behind my back? Okay, now that calm and cool Jerry came out, like my calm and cool Jerry came out. Luann, you look beautiful, by the way. Absolutely beautiful. It's like, whoa, bro, you're coming in a little too hot about this whole stupid yoga thing.
Yeah. But as we learned last week, a lot of these people look at it as their last chance. Like the guy last week who was like, this is it. He was like the Carol Radswell of the cast. He's like, I've got one good summer left. This is it. So I think they're a little more defensive,
Yeah. So Giselle's like, yes, at the pool this morning, Jerry was like, that's my woman. Nah, you don't have a right to talk to my woman. Nah. And Mark is like, who the hell are you? And in my mind, I'm like, fight. Make this a good show.
So they're asking Luann how it feels to be fought over. And Giselle's like, oh, she says, this is an average Tuesday for me, honey. Yeah. Luann's like, wow, you have 2 men verbally fighting over you. Oh my God, Luann. And she goes, oh God, Jesus Christ and Captain of the Sea. I mean, you gotta love it. Where do they find these guys? Is Chuck E. Cheese next in line? God.
Well, the only one that's fighting over me is a potted plant in the corner of my room, I believe. I don't think anyone's really fighting for me. Well, I guess there's Earl the Pearl. Well, congratulations to me. I got Earl the Pearl fighting for me. Oh God, I'm happy.
Well, what would you happen if guys were fighting over? What would happen to you if guys were fighting over you, Shannon? She's like, I would just feel so bad. I would feel terrible for the men. So Joel comes out and he's like, hello, lovebirds. Can we come to the couch? Wow, I heard there's major rom-com moments happening for some of you guys.
Yeah, well, and I had a fantastic date, and then he sealed the date with a nice little kiss at the end of the night.
He's like, I'm so glad you went back. And so Nick is telling us, he's like, I'm so jealous. I mean, I hope I get the chance to just fucking lay it all, like, lay one-on-one with her and give Ashley, I just want one date with her and I can just show her what I'm all about. So Joel's like, ladies, on your itinerary today, you have a group date and there's a slight menage twist to this group date. You'll take out not one, but two men.
And Giselle's like, how dare you? No one wants to go on a threesome except Ashley. Yeah. Now, gentlemen, you might get asked on multiple dates and the power shifts to you and you can decide which lady you want to have a menage a trois with. And Luann's like, ooh la la, menage a trois. Ooh la la, menage a trois. It rhymes. I'm a musician. That's called art.
I was married to a Frenchman, so I sort of understand that phrase a little bit more than everyone else here.
Shannon's like, oh, well, me and two people. I mean, I have never done that. I mean, Trace Amicus is one thing, but Trace, dose boys and one Shannon, that's a bit much for me. I mean, there's no threesomes in my past or any time in my future. Not that there's two men who want to be with me, but that's fine. I guess I'm just not Luann. That's okay. That's okay.
I'm just so happy for Luann, though. This is a big day for her.
So they're gonna have two dates at one time, and Joel's like, do you think they can handle Ashley? And we see a flashback to
Michael and I have been in other situations where we've been with other people before.
And Wendy's like, oh, a threesome, which that whole day was overshadowed because that was the big fight in the wine barn, or wherever.
That's right.
Wherever they were. I recognized Ashley's pilgrim coat thing that she wore.
Well, Joelle, I would like to start the process. And I would like to ask my first person in my menage a trois. We're not doing a real menage a trois. Okay, yes.
Could we have a meringue a trois? I would love 3 meringues. Can I pick that? Bring me 3 meringues. I don't care what flavor they are.
The first gentleman, he is the one who, the supermarket version of him, I told my daughters they are not allowed to step into ever in their lives. Ralph, please, would you come on my menage a trois with me?
I mean, I felt comfortable with Earl, but I need to spread my wings. I need to get no more people. I want some hotties on my roster. So sorry, Earl.
My name is not Earl when it comes to choosing people. Okay.
And Earl's like, well, I mean, we're all here to find our future partner. And if she thinks that someone else would be better for her, I'm okay with that. Look, there's a lot of fish in the sea, especially in Hotlanta, and I'd be disappointed, but I'll be happy for the other person. It's okay. I'm just Earl.
So she picks Ralph, and Ralph's like, oh, I'm incredibly flattered. Shannon, what a beautiful woman. Let me tell you something about Ralph. I don't know much about Ralph. That man looks like a hemorrhoid. Okay. That man looks like he's got a very sore butt and a very big hemorrhoid. He just has like Frank Catania Sr. energy.
I feel like he looks like DreamWorks animation. You know how like Disney animation looks one way? I feel like he looks like DreamWorks animation. Like a DreamWorks animation, like he should be in some cartoon where he plays like a sentient rock that helps someone on their journey,
Yeah. Okay.
You don't have to.
So he's like, I'm flattered. Shannon's beautiful, but it's mixed emotions because Earl's smitten. I don't want to feel like I messed up Earl's life,
So Shannon's like, well, also, Jay, would you like to go on a date?
He's like, absolutely. And she explains, because I think we're all a little surprised. She goes,
well, I'm asking Jay because I want to get to know him more. Also, I did think he was the waiter, and so I accidentally asked him on a date when I really just wanted a margarita. So anyway, I can talk to Giselle about him, and oh gosh, I really want him and Giselle to be together, because that means that she can lay her hands off of my Ralph.
So now Ashley gets to pick, and she chooses Nick, because Bitcoin, and then she picks Jerry as the second, and she's like, well,
Jerry's a buffer, I mean, he's a buffer on my menage a trois, because if I brought Wale, I wouldn't have time to get to know Nick, so There we go.
And poor Wale's left out. He's like, dear, but I worked out with you today.
Well, it's my turn, Cabaret Star selecting. I feel like Mark and I had a yoga session this morning, and not really a date. He did drop me on my ass, which I was simultaneously disappointed by and aroused by. So I'm going to take Mark, Skinny Santa. Let's see what gifts Santa baby. Come and do yoga with me. Line at 3. Okay.
And Ralph, you can choose between loser Shannon over there or me. What do you want? Losers or winners? What are you going to pick? Songbirds or house crashers? What is it? And he's like, do I got to pick right now? She's like, think about it. All right, move on to Giselle. All right, shut up, Joel. I'll take over. Giselle, you go.
Well, Phil, I would like to take you out because I noticed you have some expensive clothes. Because at this point, Phil really hasn't said much at all.
Phil's so Giselle, dude. Phil just sits there with a smile and a big old chunky Luann necklace, and he's like,
"Oh, I love to be here on the beach. What a glorious day! The sun's a shining, the winds are whispering."
I mean, is this guy tripping? What is it? At first, I thought maybe he was kind of gay, like because it looks like there's always like a musical going on in his head, and as gays we know that look, but now I think he's just a Californian. He's just very like, I have a home in Bel Air, I'm rich as hell, and none of the poors can reach me. Happy as hell.
He's just somewhere listening to Dave Koz, enjoying a nice afternoon. So Giselle's like, Phil is giving distinguished gentleman, dresses impeccably, Gucci down to the socks, and I think I like it. I've got to see if Phil can talk as well as he can dress. So basically she sends his money, and that's all she cares about, because his personality is not there. He has no personality that we can see, at least.
Yeah, it's very like host at a restaurant, like, welcome in. We've got your favorite wine being cooled. Please have a seat, you lovely, gorgeous people. How are the children? Just like that service smile, that customer service smile. So then we see a flashback to Shannon and Alexis fighting over John Jansen. And Giselle's like, well, however, every time Shannon has a man, one of her friends is like somebody takes her man. So I feel kind of bad for her, but not that bad. I'm taking him.
Yeah, so because she has said that she's also selected Ralph. So she's like, I've got to stay on brand for Shannon. So Shannon's like, oh, wow, that's just great. So Joel's like, oh, so it's going to be a mad dash to Ralph after we're done here. And Ralph's like, whoa, this is really cool and uncomfortable at the same time. Whoa, this is wild. This is crazy.
Oh, well, I want to have a one-on-one with Ralph from the get-go. So I looked at Ralph and I said, that's my guy. I saw him. I said, that is my guy. This is a man who is going to be nice to me for a year and then will be terribly passive-aggressive for the rest of our relationship. He's mine, ladies.
I sense that this man would possibly hear me having a drunk driving accident and ignore it, and I just find that so attractive. But unfortunately, he was stolen right out from under my wings. So take him, ladies.
So now Ralph has to decide, and who's he gonna pick? He's intrigued by Giselle because of those eyes, those beautiful eyes. And Shannon's like, well, I'll tell you what I don't like.
No ice and iced tea. Why else would you call it iced tea? Don't go to London. Also, Ralph not picking me. That wasn't great either.
Didn't love that.
So Luann's like, well, Giselle's gorgeous, and I don't blame Ralph for picking Giselle, but I'm just kind of surprised because I thought he was kind of looking at me. I mean, not you, Shannon. You were never in the running, but like, honestly, me, though, I thought I had a shot.
Well, I thought that I had some chemistry with Ralph.
No, you didn't. I'll just say it to you right now. You're an Earl to Pearl kind of lady, and that's just your lane in life. All right? But me, I'm a Ralph girl all the way. What the fuck is going on over here?
I like that Shannon goes,
well, I got another pick then, don't I? Okay. Well, Ralph was my first pick. That didn't work out. So I pick Earl.
All right, I'll jump on the Earl grenade, everyone. Earl the grenade pearl.
It's time for a commercial. It's time for a Crappens commercial.
So then Joel's like, everyone dated up, and Wale's like, hi, I'm the hottest one here, and I'm actually not been chosen at all. Well, you're coming with me, whoever you are. I haven't talked to you the entire time, but you've got a nice smile, and I don't know, it doesn't look like you can afford my lifestyle, but you can try. Get on over here.
She calls him Wally. She's like, Wally, you're coming with me.
Wally. All right, Wally World. Get over here.
So, and now we go on these cheap ass dates, which are more, folding tables set up on the beach. And Giselle is first with Ralph and Phil. And she's like, so do you know each other? Do you like each other? What's going on? And she's just making small talk. And then Joel's like, today I've planned a fiesta of love filled with Mexican cuisine and authentic culture. How spicy? Let's see.
So it's basically a buffet on the beach, courtesy of the hotel, and they're all getting their food. And Luann's like, "So, Wally, were you scared of Ashley?" And Wale is like, "Yeah, I'm, like." He's basically like, oh, because she goes in and she's like, oh, hey, you've got like some food on your face or something like that. And she comes in like really close, and it looks like she's gonna kiss him. And he's like, oh, I'm glad you didn't do that, because he's really into Ashley.
It's like, were you scared, Ashley?
And Ashley's like, oh my God, gross. So Wale's like, yeah, I was hoping that she wouldn't do that. And I saw Ashley. She cared. She really cared. She really cared if she was going to lick that mango off my face. So we go to Giselle sitting with Ralph and Phil talking about ages. They're 61 and 63. And Phil's like, what's your ideal man, Giselle? And she's like, ideal man. I like a nice gentleman that I'm attracted to. And you're both that, I suppose. And I need to laugh. You haven't made me laugh. And money, lots and lots of money.
So be rich and make me laugh. So far, Phil has the money. You are just a sound engineer, and neither of you made me laugh. So get to work. Giselle basically is like, yeah, you need to if you want to take my panties off, you need to make me laugh. You don't have to be Dave Chappelle, but like at least be like a little witty, which... I'm like, then why did you wind up with Jason Cameron? I guess he's just super hot. So Giselle's like, if you're able to laugh at yourself, then that just speaks to your comfortability as a person. I'm like, neither of these guys are going to be able to do that. Just look at them. Like
I know.
Phil and Ralph, these are not guys who I'm seeing are like a barrel of laughs here.
Yeah, if you want a guy to make you laugh, why did you pick these two guys? They're like the two quietest guys out of all of the guys. So then we go over to Luann, and Mark's like, well, about our date today. And she's like,
It wasn't a date. We were working out. All right. It was a namaste. Keep it in your pants, Mark.
and Wale's like, wait, why are you minimizing the time you spent with Mark? That's not cool.
She's like, I'm not. It was just a gym thing. We were getting to know each other. We were doing handstands. Buy me something. That's a date.
I mean, I remember when I went on my first date with Tommy Tune. Was he gay? Sure, but it was still a date. We had a great time. We bought champagne, martinis, caviar. That's a date. Not doing corpse pose on the floor of some hotel gym. Am I right, everyone?
Mm-hmm. And Mark's like, what a wise ass. I sure love that lady. We got a real connection. She's always looking for action, and so am I.
So Wale's like, well, you do have a crazy core. I'm sure you do all those stands. And Mark's like, yeah, good, strong, good legs, strong legs. Boom, boom. That's right. Cabaret keeps you in shape, guys. So then Luann kicks her leg up. Aha, I'm 50 years old. I've been married twice. I learned a lot from those marriages, and by a lot, I mean very little. Anyway, Mark kind of reminds me of what I had before, which is sort of garbage with a beard. All right. It's a dead-end relationship.
You know what I believe? Never look back. Am I right, ladies?
So then we see a flashback to her with Tom, and Tom talking about how he wants a hall pass, like when they were together for 5 minutes. And then we see Luann talking about how she could be a real housewife again with Mark. But she's not going to do that. So she's like,
I don't know about you, because Ashley's taking up all of your time, Wally. So I think Ashley likes you. What do you think about that?
And he's like, oh, she's beautiful. And who puts her outfits together? Like, I don't know. Who does not watch Potomac.
It's definitely not Giselle's stylist. So Luann's like, okay, I've got an idea for you. Okay, this is my way of getting you out of my hair because I have nothing to say to you. Why don't you write a note for her and you can deliver it to her, and then we'll go hide behind a rock and we don't have to talk the rest of this date. Okay. He's like, well, during the event, yes, there's only the now, darling. Only the now. Also, by the way, to the Pope, rest in peace, darling. So he's like, okay, I guess give me some paper and you're going to give me some tips on how to write the note. Yes. Okay, here's what you write. Fuck me at 3 p.m. All right, take it to her.
Here's what I want you to say. I want you to say, look over at Shannon, wink, and then run to Luann and stick your tongue down her throat. All right, you got that? Go.
So he writes the note and he brings it, and Ashley's talking to Nick and Jerry, and Nick is like, hey, so have you done two guys before like this? Oh no, I don't mean it like that. Whoops. And she's like,
Yeah, let's maybe change the phrasing.
So then Giselle is asking Phil and Ralph questions about if they get bored in relationships. And Ralph's like, nah, it takes me a while to get in, but once I'm in there, between football, baseball, the kids' games, sometimes I'll have a little room for some romance. She's like, oh, okay. Are you cautious? Because you guys are very mature men, and that's very hard to find these days. Most of them are dead. Men don't live very long these days. Dead of hemorrhoids. Right, Ralph? I was thinking
yeah, unless you've taken some lumps, you're not my people. Oh, Ralph, lumps is kind of a 5-letter word when it comes to housewives. We don't like the lumps. We do a lot of surgeries to get rid of them, okay? I'm talking about lady lumps. And he's like, yeah, well, if you've had this really nice, smooth life, you probably don't have anything in common. The people that have taken the lumps had to bob and weave and build character. It makes their bullshit easier to take and to detect and get rid of.
Okay, Ralph. Okay. Ralph's like, I need a lady with bootstraps that she pulls up in the morning and can take on the day. It's like, okay, Ralph. Okay.
Yeah. And these ladies have had their lumps. Don't you worry. Just watch the show. If you watch the show, you would see the lumps. Okay. But you don't watch TV. Yeah. So there's that.
No. So Giselle's like, he's a cool back daddy. He's just so laid back. No drama. I like that. And Ralph's like, well, you got to find somebody with a similar past. I'm on a double date. I'm talking to you. Why am I talking to this guy? Like, what am I hitting on this guy? Oh, hey, guy, you taking any lumps? Probably not, fruitcake. Am I right? This guy.
No, this is good. Someone might be able to chime in. So then, meanwhile, Shannon's sitting with Earl and Jay, and she's like, do you mind? Can I reach in for one of your tacos? I'll have the chicken, please. Okay, thank you so much. I don't normally like to eat on dates, but unfortunately, I cannot resist a good taco.
Well, I normally wouldn't eat on camera, but Ralph didn't pick me, so I guess it's time to take medicine, a taco.
Earl, have you ever
5 milligrams of chicken taco?
Earl, have you ever watched a woman spiral on a date? Because it is happening right here. Pass the tacos, please. Taco Tuesday.
He's like, well, Shannon, if it makes you feel any better, I've got some fresh trauma for you.
Oh, do you? Okay, please, go on.
Well, I was married twice, and the first one was only for about 1.5 years. We didn't have kids.
Movie. I've seen it.
No.
I've seen
No, this is new. This is a new one.
All right.
I had a stepson, and I loved him to death, and when I filed for divorce, she never let me see him again.
Oh, God.
Earl. Earl.
I'm so
Soothe
sorry,
me
Earl.
with your pain. Oh, Earl.
I've got more. Wait, I can make this better.
Okay.
Okay, so he left my life when he was 11, and I promised him my motorcycle. I'll be there for him when he comes back. Was it dangerous for me to let an 11-year-old drive a motorcycle up and down the street unsupervised? Perhaps, but it was our thing, and I let him have that thing. And to this day, that motorcycle is sitting in my garage. It's been there for 15 years, unused and untouched.
Earl, is it under 350 cc? Because I can't drive a car right now, so I would love to borrow your motorcycle if you still got it.
Earl, that was a lovely story, but you have to excuse me. I spilled some coleslaw from this taco on my skirt, so please put a pin in that motorcycle thing. I'll be right back.
I love that Earl is just sharing so much. He's an open book, and I consider myself an open book. Of course, I'm more of a, Danielle Steele, and he's more of a Britannica encyclopedia that your mother makes you to read when you're very young and have nothing else in the house. But no one wants to read Earl. We're kidding. Can I have another taco?
He is an open book, and his books make me cry a lot. So in many ways, he's like a Nicholas Sparks. Although I'm not very attracted to him, so he's sort of like a Nicholas No Sparks. But that's fine. He's a very successful author, and I'm very happy for him.
So then Ashley is still with Nick and Jerry, and she's like, all right, let's get to the meat of the matter. Have you dated a black woman? And they're both like, you first. Did you? You first.
You want tacos? Do we have our tacos yet? Should we have our tacos before we talk? You want to go? Hey, what's Earl the Pearl up to? I think he's telling a cool story over there.
She's like, it's a yes or no question. Have you or haven't you? And then Giselle is asking the same question of her guys. And Ralph's like, And she goes, wow, you said that quick. Have you or not, Phil? And he goes, I am black. He's like, that didn't answer my question. Some black men don't date black women. And he goes, well, I don't know many of them, but I've seen them at grocery stores. Does that count?
So then Jerry, back to Ashley, Jerry's like, yeah, I dated a black girl in high school and her name was Angel. And she goes, and Nick is like, oh my God, you remember her name? He's like, yeah, I'm not like a piece of shit like you who doesn't even remember the girls that he dated. And Ashley's like, oh my God, Mr. Nick. Oh, wow. Nick, you did live in West Africa, which I did not realize this. So Nick lived in West Africa and he's like, yeah, but I never dated anyone from there. Yeah, I never dated a black woman. She's like, oh, okay. Well, that surprises me a lot.
Yeah. And he's like, so have you ever dated a white guy? And she's like, oh my God, that's so funny. It's like so weird because like I'm famous, like literally everywhere I go. So everyone already knows who I'm married to. But yeah, you don't watch TV. So that's cute. I'm huge. I'm a huge star.
He's like,
so.
I've not only dated a white guy, I dated a disgusting white guy.
Have you ever seen Lord of the Rings? Yeah. It's a pretty huge movie.
I wouldn't classify Michael as white. More like gray. I'm not sure.
So,
have you ever been to a vet and seen a really old dog that's about to be put down with his eyes watering like that, confused and watering? Yeah, that was my ex-husband. So that was fun.
Have you ever seen a hairless cat?
So then, Giselle's still talking to, she tells Phil that, he looks like one of the Jacksons. And she's like, did anyone ever tell you look like one of the Jacksons? And he's like, I think I've gotten into a few parties because they think I'm a celebrity of some sort. That's typical LA. I was like, how are you making the I was confused as one of the Jacksons into a boring story? Come on, Phil. Come on. Let's get some energy going on over here.
He's like, people think I'm a celebrity all the time being in LA. I have a home base in Paradise Valley, Arizona, and I have a home in Bel Air. Yes, people think I'm famous quite often.
Here's a question. How is Bel Air not the home base? Wouldn't you want Bel Air to be the home base?
Taxes.
Or do you think he probably is able to get a larger place in Paradise Valley, huh?
Taxes.
Yeah. Okay.
Do they have small homes in Bel Air?
Well, maybe you don't have as much land. I don't think they have small homes unless you're like a service person.
Yeah.
It's
so Phil's like, well,
living in Los Angeles, there's just so many ways to meet people, but how do I connect with my soulmate? That's been missing in my life. I've really focused on raising my son. I focused on my career. That's probably why I'm single. That's probably why, right, guys? Right?
well, also because you're kind of like Carol Channing on Quaaludes, but I don't know. Who am I to judge?
Yeah.
This guy's just such an odd dude.
He's
really odd.
He just speaks very slowly and without any energy. And I feel like
never stops that smile. He's just like, yeah.
He's a little Crypt Keeper-esque. So Giselle's like, LA is the worst. He's like, why is it the worst? He's like, because it's just like, what are these people doing here? Does anyone have a job? I'm like, you're the one who has professionally walking around during the day doing nothing.
Gonna say, what do you do again?
You're the one taking your daughters to the Container Store every episode, okay?
And Phil's like,
the answer is yes, that is.
You have to be in the right environment. I live in Bel Air. So, yes, that's different. It's gated. So,
yes,
it feels different. I'm not walking among the streets, among the unwashed and jobless. I'm in Bel Air. You heard of that?
He has like such a casual flex. He's like, well, when I'm in my gated community, it's funny because when you go out into some disgusting place like Hollywood, you're like, what do all these people do for work? Does anyone have a job? But when you come to my gated community and you see everyone sitting around on their sofas eating bonbons, you say, gainfully employed people at last.
Do you even have an Arizona's? in Los Angeles. What a crazy town. He's like, I own a piece of Paradise Valley, Arizona.
Over there, we just call it Zaz. So Giselle's like, Phil is like a whole man, a whole creepy man. He's established. He's fancy. He knows what he wants. He's refined. She would not be giving this man one shred of attention if it were not for the fact that he wears designer clothing. And now that he's dropped Bel Air in there a few times in gated community, he has now found a toehold on this show.
Yeah, admittedly. She doesn't even hide it. She's like, well, he's a creep, but he's rich. So let's try and make this work. And I like that he goes, oh, you know, Bel Air, beautiful view. You've got mountain views, city views. It's a different feel than if you're out in Hollywood or something like that. I was like, ouch. He just slapped Ben on the ass. You know, that's what you get for all your Valley comments.
I know. It just, at long lasts. Well, no, look, the Hollywood shade doesn't come often on Bravo, but when it does come, it comes on pretty strong. Because let's never forget the moment when Lisa Vanderpump went to Hollywood. It was like, ew, oh no! It was like the scene in Big Business when they get kicked out of the cab and have to walk through like the Bronx. Yeah.
It's like in a hazmat suit. You want to go to rock and roll school? Why would you do this to me, Max?
Yes, beautiful views in Bel Air, unlike Hollywood, where you look at a skunk standing on a dumpster being attacked by a crazy person. It's not quite the same. So then Giselle's like, Phil, my man, you are talking my language. You are telling me about your two homes. I can see myself in Bel Air, sipping margaritas, going to Malibu. Ah. He walks and talks like a man with money, and I sniffed him out. Ah.
So then back to Nick and Ashley. Nick's like, you're 4 beautiful women, and I had to choose 2 guys to come on this date. Like, I mean, you had that connection with that other guy, Wale, so why don't you choose Wale? And Wale comes over. He's like, hey, guys. He's got his little note. And Nick's like, God, motherfucker, come on, dude.
And so he drops off the note, and Jerry's basically like, oh, excuse me, I keep on burping up. It's like, Jerry's like, he's romantic. And Nick is like, well, I would love to have a one-on-one with you. She's like, well, when's that going to happen? He's like, I don't know. Like, wow, you're really spitting a lot of game there, Nick. You really know how to woo a woman.
Ashley's like,
let me read this note. Okay. Roses are red, violets are blue. My name is Wale, and I just fucked Lou. Wait a minute.
Suck it, bitches. So then Luann, meanwhile, she's now giving more tips to Wale. Luann every now and then on these shows gives her dating tips, and they're so over the top. She's like, okay, well, Wally, you just elevated yourself. Good job. Okay, you sent a girl a note. So now next, find her lipstick, put it on, and kiss the mirror. He's like, whoa. That's a bit much.
Put on her panties, do a couple of squats, and leave them in her Kleenex box so she can sniff them later. It's like,
whoa, Luann, Jesus.
Do you have a feather boa by any chance? Do you know all the lyrics? Do you know all the lyrics to Ring Them Bells by Liza Minnelli? Come on, go for it.
Commercials. Here comes one right now.
So now it's later, and the dates are done, and Jay comes to check in with Giselle, and she's like, wow, Jay is checking on his girl. I like that. Other men should take note. This is how it's done. Now, if he was just checking me on from a house in Bel Air, he might have a chance.
Yeah. So then, but then like it's kind of like post-date, but they're all kind of hanging out, and Giselle's like, well, Phil hasn't talked since we got here, and so it was nice to have a conversation with the brother. But then he was also like, Phil's just kind of like off, like checking out the party and everything, and so he's
like, this is lovely. Is this a beach? Oh, it feels so lovely between my heels and the sand. What a lovely place. Is there a private plane I can get back to Bel Air?
Yeah, he does sort of seem like he's kind of hosting a murder mystery party where someone actually gets murdered.
Does. He really does. You know whose energy he has, now that I think about it? He kind of has Dwight energy from Real Housewives of Atlanta.
Yeah, I think that's what we actually said that last week. I think we really? He was very Dwightish. Yeah.
Yeah, he is very Dwightish.
Yeah, he definitely, or like Dr. Facilier. So then Luann is like, oh, Ashley, how's everything going with you and Wale? And she's like, oh, he gave me a note. Oh, really? I don't know anything about that note. Please tell me what it said. And she's like, well, it says, from your favorite gym guy, you look amazing. I want to see you later. Oh, he really does like you. I wonder if there might be some lipstick on your mirror later. Wink, wink.
She's like, yeah, he likes me, so does this guy.
And it's Jerry. And Luann's like, oh, he likes you, huh? Wow. And Jerry's like, you look amazing as usual, Luann. Don't you fucking talk to another person.
It's like I told Angel, you're mine now. So Ashley is like, okay, I'm gonna go. So Ashley goes off with Nick and leaving Luann with Jerry. She's like, great, stuck with a fan. He's like, well, so Nick is talking to Ashley and he's like, yeah, man, I just need a little bit more time with you. And she's like, well, we don't have a lot of that, so what's going on? And they sit down, but before they get into their date, we go back to Luann and Jerry. And Jerry's like, listen, I do want to apologize if I went off on that breakfast with Mark. It's not my character. He just needs to know that you belong to me. And you're going to move to Puerto Rico now, and you're going to sit on that island with me while I go fishing and surfing.
She's like, wow, don't worry about it. It was charming, really, Mike. Oh, God, I guess I like that guy fine, but he's kind of a creep, isn't he? I mean, what's he going to do? Put lipstick on and kiss my mirror next? Loser!
There's a difference between being attentive and overbearing, and he's just starting to get overbearing. I mean, if he wants to buy a ticket to my show, fine, but come on, you're not going to be in the VIP section.
Yeah. Can't fuck a personality, am I right? Okay. So anyway, I was actually on my way to the ladies' room. Sorry to bug you, Jerry. Get out. See, you wouldn't want to be a sucker.
I hear Earl the Pearl has a real good trauma story over there. So anyway, I'm just gonna, I don't know. Hey, look over at that palm tree. Bye.
So now Shannon's talking to some dudes and Earl's there. And Earl's like, you want to go up onto the hill as a group? And she goes,
you know what I'd love, Earl? I'd love we can go up as a group. You're just such a giver, Earl. Come on.
I also like that you create a situation where I don't have to be up on that hill one-on-one with you. So thank you. Thank you for giving me an out. You know, although I was incredibly disappointed when Ralph didn't choose me, like really heartbroken, like, wow, brought me back to some dark memories with David and John. Wow, it was just full rejection. Just Shannon Medore. Always a bridesmaid. Just not even a bridesmaid. Just someone in the corner of the church who is ignored and people don't even realize that she's at the wedding. Oh, wow. What was I talking about again?
Well, at least, I'm starting over and I'm starting new. I don't let anything get me down. This is a new Shannon. Ralph is out of the picture now. I can't even see him. Oh, yeah, I can. He's actually over there staring at Luann. Well, Earl's still here, so there's that. Hello, Earl. I guess I'll get to know Earl.
Yeah, Earl. Yeah. I just love that strange strawberry blonde thing he's got going on with his thinning hair and his very average physique. It's just, I love him. He's just, oh God, I hope he tells me another traumatic story. I'm just so attracted to him.
So Jay escorts Shannon up the stairs and Earl just kind of follows him. He's like, hey, thanks for escorting her, buddy. Okay.
It's like, this is so fun. God, get me out of here.
So then the guys are just, making small talk, and Ashley's making small talk with Nick and asking him about Arizona. He's like, yeah, I live in Scottsdale.
She's like, oh, and you used to mine diamonds? Do you still do that? What do you do now? Are they blood diamonds? What kind of diamonds are they? I love diamonds.
And he's like,
is that what he was doing in West Africa, by the way? Like,
I was definitely thinking blood diamonds. This guy is not ever going to give you an answer that's not a little shady. He's like, oh yeah, mining diamonds, and now crypto. I'm a crypto guy. So
yeah, this guy has so many red flags, and like they start with the copious number of thin necklaces that he's wearing, and it ends with these blood diamonds. Because when he said West Africa before, I was like, oh, he did like a Peace Corps or like some sort of charity thing. But then it turns out he was in the diamond mining business. I was like, were you in the Sierra Leone doing some shady ass shit? I don't trust this guy.
Yeah, and she's just kind of staring at him with the crypto thing. And he goes, well, listen, if anything comes out of this, do it for yourself. Do it for your kids. get 1 full Bitcoin. And she's like, what's that? And he's like, it's like 58 grand. She goes, wait, 58 Bitcoins is a full Bitcoin? He goes, no, $58,000 right now is a full Bitcoin, which I gotta hand it to him. Bitcoin is at like $95,000 now.
So it went up.
It's not the worst
dollars. Yeah, but there's something I just don't feel like I trust this guy at all.
Not at all. No. And then we kind of, but this guy's tricky in that he's like boyish looking and he's like completely hairless, I guess seals aren't hairless, right? But he looks like a dolphin. He's hairless like a dolphin. And he's just got this like next door boy look. And so you're kind of buying it at first, but then these flags start to come up. And so he's talking about digital currency. And then it moves to, so what kind of person do you look for typically? And he goes, a beautiful smile and a fat ass. It's like, whoa, okay.
All right. Yeah.
There he is.
I also thought it was funny when Ashley said that, like, she's like,
Oh, wow. He's like a diamond dealer and he's into crypto. I definitely think he is someone who can keep up with my lifestyle.
what's your lifestyle? Doing yoga and putting your children on a kitchen island? I think anyone can keep up with that lifestyle. Literally anyone. So anyway, everyone comes back to the main living quarters. And they're all like hanging out and chatting, and Earl walks in with Shannon. Before they walk in, he plants a kiss on her, and everyone's like, "Ooh, Earl the Pearl!"
It's like, wow, you're gonna do that right in front of everybody in the lounge, Earl.
Wow, Earl, I appreciate you giving me that kiss, but I wasn't quite done chewing my taco, so let me just digest that. Okay, I hope I didn't get any cilantro in your teeth, but that was fun.
And he's like, yeah, well, they missed the kiss last night, so I had to do it for him. She's like, oh, you are Earl the squirrel.
Oh, kissed by a pearl. It says, speaking of seals, someone should tell him to rename the song that. I've been kissed by a pearl in between tacos.
So then we go back to Ashley and Nick, and they're flirting, and he's like, normally I'm a very touchy-feely guy. And she goes,
well, then why haven't you touched me?
And he's like, well, I guess I got to step up my game if I want to win this prize. And she goes,
yeah, because that's like the first time you touched me, like ever. I'm going to need more from you, Nick.
He's like, rescind that. I touched that booty, don't forget. Because remember, he accidentally touched it, or they show that he accidentally touched it. And she's like, that was like a graze. God, this guy, like, here's another red flag. Him being like, yeah, I'm really touchy-feely, but he doesn't touch, and like, he's not able to answer, like, give a straight answer about whether he's dated a black girl before. Just, this guy's awful.
Come on, that was just a graze on my butt. That was a church graze. That was like a graze on the butt that people do in church.
I was like, well, she has been to Giselle's husband's church.
Here's what
Pastor Holy Whore. She has been.
Here's what you have to do, Nick. Okay? Put some Vaseline on your hand and just smack her ass and leave a print there so that way she always knows. It's romantic, trust me.
So then now Luann's kind of uncomfortable with Mark because she's like, well, this isn't too terrible, right? And he goes, no, it's really cool. And she goes, yeah, gorgeous, huh?
So then Jay goes and talks with Giselle, and he's like, so I've been hearing, because, I'm in the streets, and I heard it was all about day 1, Jerry. But then day 2, 3, and 4, I hear with Luann, it's not Jerry. And Giselle's like, oh, that's what the streets said. Ah! And he's like, yeah, that's what the streets are talking. So Giselle tells us, I find Jay to be somebody I dated before, and then it didn't go past date 3. Like, Jay's a guy that's super nice, but where's the spark? I'm sparkless. Where's the spark? I'm like, Jay is such a catch. The fact that she just keeps on being like, well, whatever with this guy. He's got a good personality. He's super hot. He's attentive to you. I mean, I feel like she's actually trying to say there's no spark. I feel like she's trying to undermine it or sabotage it.
I don't know, but if there's no spark, there's no spark. What are you going to do? So then we go to Shannon, and she's like,
well, Earl, I'm going to show you something very important.
well, I've already seen the taco. Are you going to show me that?
No, but I do have one in my purse. No, it's my room. It's my room, Earl.
He's like, wow. So this is a whole separate living room. That's really nice. They put us in basically a closet with a twin bed. So it's nice that they give you guys a nice room.
Yeah, well, this is a living room, and that's the bedroom over there. I can't believe this is wild. I brought you into my suite. Oh.
That's the taco corner. Okay, just open my purse, Earl. Just open it.
That's my crying chair. I just sit there and cry sometimes. It's very nice.
That is my ankle mirror. I have it on the ground there. So it's like when you're trying on shoes, I can just see how my ankles look before I leave. Oh, and this is where I keep my ankle Spanx in here. I'm just telling you everything about myself.
Sometimes I just take the ironing board out and just prop it up against the wall and lie at it and say, here lies Shannon Medora, killed by Ralph, who didn't choose her. Oh, yeah.
Could you please turn the little sign on the door around that says, por favor limpia? That means come in so they can find me here in case I die in the middle of the night from fat cankles.
Not that Ralph would ever know, since he doesn't seem to even care to look my way. I could have all the cankles in the world, or no cankles. He would never know. I'm happy. I'm so happy with my choice, Pearl.
So now Nick walks Ashley to her room, and Shannon hears them. So she comes out and she goes,
Hey, Nick, I was just talking about cankle Spanx. What are you doing?
Would you like to see my room? I'm stuck here with Earl the Pearl, and I'm trying to desperately end this conversation.
And then Giselle pokes her head out.
Earl,
She's
take off the cankle Spanx.
Earl, stop putting away my tombstone. I left that ironing board out there on purpose.
Earl, that is my taco. Okay, Nick, are you having a nice young person night?
Earl, do not touch the refreshments. They can tell when they've been moved, and I'll get charged $45.
No. I just got charged $8 from Earl moving a peanut around in the refrigerator. What are you doing, Nick?
So they all wind up poking their head out the into the hallway, and Nick is like, what? This is crazy. Oh my God, now another one. And Luann's like, I heard a man in the hallway. I want to see, is there fresh blood for me? Oh, it's just this creepy guy. Never mind.
and Nick's like, why are you guys cock blocking me? And Shannon's like,
First of all, I do not like the word beep cock block. Time I said it anyway. Cock block.
Did Joel Kim Booster make you say that? God, that guy is he's really corrupting me, isn't he? I'm starting to grow some animosity towards him, just a little bit. Oh God.
So they're all laughing, and so then basically Nick drops Ashley off at her room and gives her a hug, but there's no kiss, just a hug.
yeah, she's not going to like that because she was just telling him, you got to touch me more. You got to take more initiative, et cetera, et cetera. So then, let's see. Everybody goes to bed. And now it's the next day, and Luann and Ralph are walking along the beach. And she's like,
I go to Tulum. Do you know Mexico? Tulum, Mexico?
and he's like, I've never been there. And she goes,
Really? Oh, you should. You're in the music business. I mean, they have the best DJs in the world. Tulum.
girl, he's a sound engineer. What would he be doing in a land where people just press play on a fucking DJ?
Have you ever heard of
What do they
DJ
call it?
Andrew Lloyd Webber? God, he puts on a good set. So Ralph, he's like, yeah, well, maybe I'll make it out there someday. So then Jay and Giselle are working out together, which is nice. And then Shannon and Earl are walking along the beach. And Earl's like, so do you get waves like this at your place?
Yes, absolutely. Oh, in Orange County, they look just like this. Earl, why are you still walking with me? I thought we sort of ended our date.
He's like, wow, no, tell me more about the waves.
Oh, okay. Well, they're much bigger up in Newport Beach. Much bigger. Huge. Yeah, I don't know if I have anything else left to say to you, Earl.
Like one time I rented a house on the sand for the summer. It was so nice. It was like $30,000 a month or something. David hated that. That was fun.
I once told my stepson that I would take him to a beach. Unfortunately, I never got that chance, but I bought a ticket. I bought a ticket to the West Coast, and it sits in my dining room to this day. And someday he'll come back, and we'll go to the beach.
Oh, okay. There's a lot of open tabs with that stepson of yours. Maybe you should close up some loops. I don't know. Just, oh God.
But your ankles do look really thin today, Earl.
He's like, I will give these back to you. Promise. So then back at the hotel, Shannon has gotten everyone matching outfits so they can walk out like the Sex and the City girls. And they're ridiculous. They're like bathing suits with the cover up, and then big Kathy Hilton bucket hat things with fluorescent colors and stuff.
Well, as long as Ralph is looking at all the women, I thought, here's my strategy. I'll cover every single person up, and now it'll be a personality contest. Touche, Giselle and Luann.
Oh, really? Try picking one bucket hat over the other bucket hat. I dare you, Ralph.
So Giselle's like, ladies, we haven't discussed it, but we're very established women. We've made all of our money. We make more of our money. And how important are finances with a partner?
Well, can these guys afford our lifestyles? That's the question. I mean, if you can't pay for me to go out to a piano bar 3 nights a week, well, then I don't know if I want you around.
How many of these guys have round houses? That's the question.
So, Giselle's like, do you think Earl can afford it? Duh.
Well, I'm not sure about Earl. I think he's devoted a lot of money to some sort of stepson he's waiting to come back into his life.
Well, he could certainly afford motorcycles that he leaves in garages undriven. Or driven, rather. So I guess he's a little wasteful in the finance department.
Dolores is like, wait a second. He just has a motorcycle in the middle of the house. He's a keeper. So Ashley is like, yeah, we have standards. Yes, and partners who need to have the same lifestyle and want to go out and sing cabaret every night of the week. It's important. And so basically they're like trying to say, yeah, we need these guys to be able to, we're not gold diggers. We just don't want to pay for everything for them.
Yeah, and Giselle's like, well, I never thought on day one I'd be hanging out with Carol Channing with a puka necklace, but here I am. And now she's like, yeah, what about Phil piqued your interest? And she says, Bel Air. And Phil told me he has a house manager.
I like to call him the crusty prince of Bel Air. So then Giselle is like, by the way, Shannon, so with Earl, what about finances with Earl? Because I looked, and it looks like he's wearing some very cheap sneakers. And she's like,
well, I know his finances maybe not the top, like he might not be the wealthiest man in Atlanta. And
Luann goes, really? So you're just going to go live in a 2-bedroom ranch?
I don't know if I want to live in a ranch, but he actually doesn't live on a ranch. He's actually very close to Atlanta.
No, it's a house. It's a poor person house. It's not round. It's sad. You see it on regular house hunters. You don't want to live in one of them. That's what I've got to say.
She goes, well, actually, I like that style of house, but I would say I don't know. I don't really know. Now we're angry at ranch style homes, so I really don't know how I feel about that.
Do we know is Thousand Island an option for a house? Because I would not be mad at that either.
Can I live in Gorgonzola?
Creamy deal.
So Shannon's basically saying,
my last 2 relationships have been with narcissists, and my picker isn't working very well, so I need to choose a different type of man. I need to attract myself to someone with a big heart. Or I could also go for Ralph again. I'm going to go for Ralph one more
time. So now Joel's like, hello, my beautiful love hotel guest. How are we feeling? How did it go last night? Well, next on the itinerary, a wise woman said, your husband is in the pool.
She's not on this show, but it's a fun allusion to make. So we hope that your future husband is lurking somewhere in what we like to call the dating pool, where your husband might be, if you follow it through, your husband's in the pool and your husband's in the dating pool. Is everyone following?
I'm actually not.
Good one. Question. Is the artichoke dip on my bill? Because I still have not received it, and I ordered that 2 days ago.
Your husband's in the pool, sort of like my tortilla chip is in the artichoke dip, right, everyone? No?
I'll tell you where my husband was. At the beach!
With a
slut!
So he's like, okay, guys, stay vulnerable, okay? Stay raw, because now new men are coming into the hotel to woo you. And I guarantee you, 4 out of 4 of them are going to be bald. And they're like,
oh my God, oh girl, oh no. I worry about Earl. What's Earl going to do?
What's Earl going to do when I inevitably drop him for someone who's just slightly better than him? Because honestly, that ranch house thing, Luann kind of put a bug in my ear about that.
So Joel's like, are you excited? Are you nervous? Are you a little overwhelmed?
Well, I am a little overwhelmed, but that's just how I wake up every day. Okay, continue on, Joel.
So new guys are coming, which means they've got to dump guys right now. And they're like, oh, that's uncool, Joel. You can't make us do this. And he's like, you must pick one guy. You will get a key. And when you give them a key, they can stay. So the guys are like, oh my God, who's going to stay? Who's going to go?
So now it's time to pick. So Wale's feeling a little uneasy because he's not sure if Ashley is like maybe starting to get into Nick, you know? And Jay goes, can Joel be eliminated? I'm joking. And Joel's like, oh, Jay's got jokes. All of a sudden, Joel did not like that at all. He's like, oh, I see. Jay's got jokes. No personality, but suddenly you've got jokes. Wow. Sounds like somebody's a little nervous. You're coming for my job. Okay, Jay, why don't you be the host of the Love Hotel? It's like, okay, Joel.
He goes online the next day. He's like, at least I'm not a piece of shit who thinks they're famous. You're not famous, you fucking loser.
J, whoever you are, middling letter of the alphabet. Good luck in Scrabble. Barely being used. Oh, you're worth more points. That's because no one wants you.
All right, 8-point J. Everybody's horrified that they pull out of a bag.
Blue Jays, more like blue ball Jays, because no one wants to fuck you.
Oh my God, everyone, the waiter's very upset.
Please be more respectful to the staff.
So now they have to give out their keys. And Joel, let's see. So blah, blah, blah. So Luann starts. She goes,
all right, let's start with Jerry. Jerry. God, is there a wood pile we can throw Jerry onto and light a match? Because Jesus Christ, no, Jerry. All right. Now let's talk about Mark. Wow, Santa, the first Santa I've ever met that can fit down a chimney. I don't have a chimney, loser. Find a different house. All right. I'm keeping Ralph. Ralph's hotter.
Well, there's a lot of people to choose from. I'm keeping Ralph because he's tall. She literally says that. I like how tall Ralph is. Jerry, you've got a nice personality. I like that you like to build things because you're a carpenter in Puerto Rico. That's fun for people down there, I'm sure. And Mark, congratulations on your beard. You're both short and stupid. Ralph, get over here. Come to mama.
Luann, nah, because Ralph is taller. You have Jerry, you have Mark. They're actually fighting for you. Ralph, because she still wants Ralph. So then Luann's like, well, I have a good radar when it comes to people. Tom. You know, well, there you go. Case adjourned.
So then Luann's like, yes, I've got Ralph. Suck it, Missy. That's a callback, but I know she's watching. So Luann has Ralph and is very happy. And Joel is now like Joel. Joel's like, okay, Shannon, you're in the hot seat now. And we know that you've had some good connections since you started being in here. LOL, that was a joke. Everyone has run from you.
Oh, well, that's a little bit rude for a bellhop to say. I feel like service people should be seen and not heard. That's okay. Well, I've been on a date with Earl, and I think he's a great person. He has a lot of trauma, and I'm kind of turned on by that. We laugh a lot. I can cry. There's crying. There's actually a good amount of crying, I would have to say. But, crying is like laughter for me. Okay, I'm giving my key to Earl. Yeah.
Shocking. I'm picking Earl the Pearl. I mean, who else am I going to pick? Ralph. That boat has sailed. So we have kissed. He's seen the inside of my room. He's taken every snack out of the refrigerator. And if I don't keep him here, who's going to pay me back? It's Earl, it is.
That didn't sound right. All right. Anyway, I'm looking forward to a future life in a small ranch home in a cul-de-sac in Norville, Georgia.
So I just can't wait for Earl to promise my girls a motorcycle they'll never lay their hands on. So that sounds fun.
Oh, hey, maybe one of my daughters will leave their Parsons school and ride that motorcycle for Earl so he shuts up about it already. Okay. What are we talking about, Joel?
So Ashley is like, Joel was going to have a big day with me because Nick said that we didn't spend a lot of time together. So I thought we could have a pool date this morning, but then we would have had a date today at the pool, but he wasn't there. So my chemistry with Wale is insane. And he gave me a kiss. Oh, no, he gave me 2 kisses. So I'm going to get a 3rd kiss. I'm choosing Wale.
Nick, man, I mean, you didn't even show up for your pool date. Come on now. So, yeah, she's going to Wale. I mean, Wale's hot. He's got a great smile. He's got a good personality. So she is into Wale. And then, then he's like, can we do a 3rd kiss right now? So they make out. And Joel's like, wow, number 3 on the kiss counter. Keep getting better and better. Giselle, we saved you for last. You keep your cards close to your chest. So let's see which gentleman you have a spark with. So she's like, well, I'm going to say off the rip, this is very difficult for me. If I had to pick, I was going to pick Ralph. There's really no other choice but Ralph. Everyone else here is garbage. Wouldn't want to date any single one of you, but someone took Ralph. So, Jay.
Jay's like, geez, I don't know how I'm supposed to take that. And she doesn't reassure him. And everyone's like, well, congrats, Jay. And he goes, yeah, well, I'm not sure how to take that. And she still doesn't reassure him, which I loved. She's like, you are second choice. Is there a better way to word it? No. So just sit down, Jay. So she says,
I'm going to hatch a small theory here, which is that, and this could be totally off base. I think that she likes Jay, and I think that she's scared that she likes Jay, which is why she is saying, like, she keeps coming up with excuses why Jay is not right. And I mean, she says there's no spark, which is literally like all one needs to say, but I'm still doing my theory. And I think that now she is trying to intentionally, like, I think that she was intentionally trying to kind of like push him away, like jab him, you know,
like negging him.
Negging him, yeah. Or she just literally just doesn't want him to get the wrong message. And it's like, I have to pick someone, so I'll pick you, Jay, but I'm not interested in you. So that's probably the realistic one. But
I'm not picking up on energy from her that she likes Jay, but you know, it's her. So you never know with Giselle, because I never picked up on energy with her and Jason either. I thought that was so weird. And I guess I picked up a little with her and her ex-husband, like when they pretended to get back together for a season. There was a little bit there, but yeah, it's Giselle. So you never know what you're getting with that one.
Yeah. I think I just really am committed to my narrative. And so I'm going to hatch a theory that's going to work for me, despite that's any great signs coming from Giselle.
That's great. I support
I want
that.
them together.
So Joel is like, okay, well, as your love concierge, I did.
Oh, is that his title? So he still brings dip, right?
I did pull a couple of strings, and I have one last key. So you get to keep one last man, girls. Who's it going to be? So they have to vote. And Jerry's like, oh, I'd just like to say, had I brought my guitar, I would have written a song about Lewis, the sandpapery one over there. And it would have gone a little something like this.
Oh, I'll tell you how it would have gone. Love for sale. Get out, Jerry. You're done. Money, 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 money.
So then Giselle is like, Leanne is not in the building. Jerry, there's Luann, there's Countess, but there is no Leanne. Leanne Locken just shows up. You bet damn right. Yes, sure is a Leanne right here, and I'm ready. Sure, I'm married already, but I don't care. I'm ready to come back on TV, okay? I poked out my husband's eye, and I'll poke out yours, okay? Write me that song.
So they're trying to decide who they're going to take, and they're, you know, who do they end up taking? Oh, okay. So here it is. They're discussing it. And Shannon's like, oh my God, my heart is pounding. It's pounding. Did we already pick Ralph?
It's Ralph. Okay, everyone, let's choose Ralph again. And I'll be the one to announce it to show that I really, really like Ralph.
And basically, Luann wants to, I forget who Luann wants to save, but she wanted to keep Mark. She wanted to do give Mark another shot. But Giselle is like, no, Phil is creepy and strange and talks and looks out into the distance when he talks to you, but he's wealthy, Bel Air, no ranch homes.
Well, I'm trying to be a team player here, but I'm outvoted, so there's not much I can do about it. God damn it.
So they end up keeping weirdo Phil. And Ashley's like, well, you know, I'm all about getting my girl hooked up. I've been trying to get Giselle hooked up for 10 years. So he gets to stay, and then we're going to meet new guys next week. And we say goodbye to the guys who aren't chosen. And Mark's like, you know, my goal here was to be organic, and I did that.
I'm still made of skin and bones. So.
And Jerry says, well, I'm feeling a bit surprised. I mean, Luann does belong to me. I thought it was a race between myself and Mark, and now neither of us have her. And Ash is like,
Yeah, well, I wish I could say that I have this like emotional, cerebral, psychological connection with Wale, but my Gucci picked him. My Gucci gave Wale the key. Yeah, I want to do nasty things to him. Yeah.
So then we see clips from next week, and they are hilarious. Shannon, they're all having a group dinner, and Shannon just turns to Earl and goes,
What do you mean you don't eat vegetables?
I've never seen this side of you, Earl. I can't believe it.
She's furious. And he goes, how come every time you talk to me, it's like you're about to slap me? And she's like,
I will not. I cannot. I will not.
And walks off. Does a Shannon storm off?
yeah. Well, remember last week he thought he had to eat that entire bowl of beans, like decorative beans. He's like, wow, it's a big bowl for these beans. Like, yeah, those are not edible, Earl. So he really doesn't know his way around vegetables. And
Shannon flying off the handle about vegetables. I'm in.
I'm totally in. And there was something I was going to say about this, but I don't remember. So who cares? But it's highly entertaining, and I'm excited to see how this all shakes out. Oh, here's what I was going to say. The one thing that this show that's a little tricky with this show is that ultimately, like, Phil lives in Arizona and Bel Air, and Giselle lives in Potomac. And what's funny is that all these women are, with the exception of Luann, who's not on a show anymore, but they're all geographically tied to their TV shows. Like, their TV shows are rooted in like where they live. So Giselle can't just like go and have a relationship with Phil in Bel Air. That means she has to forfeit her TV show, and she's not going to do that.
You're thinking of this too hard. These people aren't staying with these men.
That's what I'm saying. It's like they should at least cast people who are geographically like appropriate, so that way that you can at least maintain the illusion a little bit better. But
that's like The Bachelor. They come from all over, and then they try to make it work with their long distance relationship, and then they see each other at Cella.
And Nashville. Okay, well, this is fun. This is a fun show. I love it. And thanks everyone for being here. We will catch you on the next episode, and go get tickets to our live shows. There's only a few left. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Watch What Crappens would like to thank its premium sponsors. Ain't no thing like Allison King.
It's always a party on Allison Block.
Our way is the Amber way.
It's the Foster and the Furious. It's Amanda Foster.
She can run my country. It's Angie McGovern.
It's always automatic with Ashley Auto. Put your hands together for Carly Clapp.
Get on the right foot with Chrissy Offit.
She's not just a Sheila, she's a Daniela Etchels.
We never miss her call. It's Diane Call.
Aaron McNicholas. She don't miss no trickolas.
Hava Nagila Weber.
You'll never hide from Heidi Eleanor Jones.
I go, you go, we all go for Hugo.
Jamie. She has no last namey.
She's our kind of mess. It's Jennifer Messer.
Sip some scotch with Jessica Trotch.
She's our favorite streamer, Caroline Peacock.
Kristen the Piston Anderson.
Get a bee in your bonnet with Lacey B.
Bringing the funk, it's Leslie Plunkett.
She gets an A from us. It's Lindsay D.
Let's give a kisserino to Lisa Lino.
Fresh as a daisy, it's Maisie McHenry. We love her on the rocks. It's Melissa Cox.
Megan Berg. You can't have a burger without the Berg.
This is Livin' with Michelle Vivian.
I love ya, Olivia Williamson. Tastier than Flanderson, it's Rachel Manderson.
She sure is swell. It's Raquel.
Yes, we canna. It's Savannah.
Cast a spell with Shannon Spellman.
Let's share with Sharon Eldridge.
The Bay Area Betches. Betches.
And our super premium sponsors.
She's VVIP, it's Amanda V. Can't lose when you're with Amy Baldwin.
Somebody get us 10 cc's of Betsy MD.
We're taking the gold with Brenda Silva.
Let's get real with Caitlin O'Neill.
Don't get salty with Christine Pepper. Can't have a meal without the Emily Sides.
Let's go into the woods with Guy Tubbs.
Who, what, why, where, and Gwen Pentland.
It's our queen, it's Queen Laifah.
Nobody holds a candle to Jamie Kendall.
Know your worth with Jason Kurth.
Hail the Cork Master, the Master of the Cork, Jennifer Corcoran. We got our wish, it's Jen Plish.
She's not harsh, she's Jill Hirsch.
She's a little bit loony. Junie. My favorite Murdo, Karen McMurdo.
She gets an A, it's Kelly B.
We love him madly, it's Kyle Pod Shadley. We're Ride or Die for Lisa Ryder Barron.
She's a whiz, it's Liz Sarthy.
Always killing it, it's Lola Alkalani.
The incredible edible Matthews sisters.
She eases our woes, it's Melissa St. Rose. We're on the floor with Molly Dorset. There's a chance of meatballs, it's Rebecca Cloud.
She's the queen bee, it's Sarah Lemke. Shannon, out of a cannon, Anthony. Let's take off with Tamla Plain.
It's always a good time when you're wasting time with Bravo.
She ain't no shrinking Violet Couture. We love you guys.